so many wrestlers in your era passed through the AWA at some point, but you never wrestled there. Did you ever get approached at any point to wrestle in the AWA?
It's funny. That's the one place I never went. The AWA was basically based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The promoter and owner was Verne Gagne. And that's funny because, and again, Verne Gagne and my dad wrestled each other in college.
Ha.
And actually, and one of the few people to beat my dad was Verne Gagne. And it wasn't a pin, it was points, and when I see that, and it was very close. And so it was one of those things that it could have gone either way.
Man.
But Verne ended up having the bragging rights. Verne, to his credit, he started, he started that territory. He was the guy. And I remember when we were trying to go back and live in Omaha, Nebraska. My dad we were living in Omaha. My dad was working the Kansas City territory. Well, Kansas City's only 200 miles from Omaha. And so he could do that. But again, lots of travel back and forth from Omaha. But in Omaha, the TV in Omaha was not, the TV in Omaha was coming out of, I think, Minnesota or it was local. But I know Verne Gagne came down because he was always on the show. He was always on the wrestling show in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad, that's funny. We lived there. My dad, they weren't wrestling each other because my dad wasn't working that territory. So,
Ted, I also wanted to show you, there's an interesting photo out there of you with Nick Bockwinkel, who is a huge AWA guy. There's the photo itself, and it looks like you two are kind of wrestling over a belt. Nick was pretty much synonymous with the AWA. Do you remember the circumstances surrounding this very fascinating photo?
Is that the AWA World Championship?
It looks like
yeah.
it.
Well, I tell you where Nick Bockwinkel and I would run into each other. Houston.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, Houston was one of those towns that drew its talent from everywhere.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So that would be that's the only place we could have taken that picture together.
It's a really cool shot. We'll have to share it on our social media.